Well, hello everybody! We are live. Oh, hold on. We are live with Mists of Ravenloft, and I totally forgot to not use... There we go. Now you'll be able to hear the group and the music. Hello, hello! I'm a professional Twitch streamer. This is how you know, right here. But we are back with episode 12 of Mists of Ravenloft, Swamp of the Damned. So, you know, super cheerful, optimistic episode title. I think everyone's gonna have a real fun time as we begin. As we finished up Neither Man Nor Beast last week, now we gotta start a new module, which I'm not saying the name of in front of these players because they'll instantly figure out the whole premise of this little mini campaign. So, instead we're just gonna go around, everybody, say who we are, who we're playing. Shiny Pilot will be just a few minutes late. He's coming in from work stuff, so we're gonna start off with Merrick Tenpenny.
Oh, I'm getting to go first today.
Yeah, you do.
Wonderful. I'm Deception Check. I'm playing Merrick Tenpenny, the not pirate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to figuring out. I don't know if can you sail a ship on a swamp? I mean, I hope it's deep enough. Maybe an airboat or something.
Pretty shallow ship. It's like a
It's more of a boat.
Skiff. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we're in
more
a
of a
boat now. We're not really in a ship.
That's
it's
true.
It's a boat.
Yeah.
It's a glorified rescue, lifeboat thing. But hey, it saved our lives, and might be safe out here with the Soul Kraken. So, yeah, fun.
Yeah, I'm sure the Soul Kraken isn't gonna find you guys on this small boat in this very large ocean. So, Elam D. Wood Jr. Who are you? Who are you playing? Or Travis? I know your name. I just like saying Elam D. Wood Jr.
It has a pleasing tone to it. I appreciate you. Good evening, everybody. Name's Elam D. Wood Jr. Recently 3rd level Human Ranger, Monster Hunter, and Tour Guide. Hope everybody's having a nice time. Hey, remember, in life, there is no such thing as mistakes, okay? And every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Very nice to be here. Time to shoot something in the ass.
Perfect. I think that is a good goal to have in a game. Speaking of good, we've got Nuggetosaurus. She's great.
Hello, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Ambara Vanastra, the divine soul sorceress who is sitting in a boat that's way too crowded and doesn't want to be on the ocean anymore because fuck the sea. Yeah, last time didn't end well.
Did it?
I'm ready to be back on land.
I mean, you just landed on this charming little island. It was
Yes, so charming.
And, Mr. D20 Coup de Grace.
Yes, I'm playing Magnus Deepshaft, the Dwarven Paladin. Let's see. Yeah, I am ready to take on these mists and swat them away with all the might a sword can muster.
Excellent, excellent. And Shiny Pilot's not with us yet. He'll be here soon, but he's playing Ron Wisely, Human Wizard Boy, and he's great too. So, quick recap of all of the things that happened last week. They were at the Monastery of Lost Souls with the Order of the Guardians. They had a great time. Magnus sleptwalked into the crypts where about 20 to 30 mummies were just chilling in advanced mummies. And because he was sleepwalking, they determined he was friendly because he wasn't attacking them, and they taught him a deep mud treatment, which involved him wrapping himself up with mud from the heart of this mountain and a bunch of bandages because he felt like his skin needed to be rejuvenated after all this stress. Mostly because Trip wasn't here last week. We were very sad. We missed him. But he walked back upstairs with his mask treatment and remained there for the rest of the session. Well, meanwhile, everyone else, they left the monastery. As soon as they left, however, they saw their friend Lucky from the ship, one of the fellow sailors, and old Singe, the ship's cook, stumbling down the road. Lucky had been turned into some neither man nor beast-like creature that was half panther, half who she was, but the transformation wasn't complete. She was in an incredible amount of pain, asking Ambara to put her out of her misery, which she couldn't relay vocally because she done got fucked up with surgery. So Ambara messaged her and she replied mentally. Ambara did the deed, putting Lucky out of her misery. Singe went up to the monastery to put Lucky to rest. They were super mad. They encountered a Kanga, king of the jungle, on the way to fight Dr. Fran for his horrible atrocities and crimes. They had a tentative agreement to not murderize each other on the way there. And then a full-on war began in front of Dr. Fran's cottage. Kanga went in and was fighting. Ron saved his lady love, Delphi, the young teenage girl. A battle was fought, and they discovered that Dr. Fran could not be killed, but instead could only be maintained in some kind of morphing state between different animals and partial human forms. Much like that scene in Willow when Finn Razel's just swapping between a bunch of shapes, the tiger, the goat, and all that. It looked a lot like that, but just constantly, never stopping. So they had to keep inflicting damage on him. So they let Kanga, great, you have this island, you can take care of that job, we're outie. They headed to the boathouse, got on the boat, took their old captain with them from the previous ship, the Caprice Sun. So Captain Sunkissed, the Tabaxi, is with them. They're on a small boat, and they have just left this island. However, they're in just a boat, and the sea is rather large. They're sailing away. Sounds can still be heard on the island, slightly, just because it echoes over water, of clashing factions of the broken ones versus the liberated ones. Old Singe decided to join the monks, and yeah, you guys are in a boat on the ocean. Boom. How you guys?
Does the weather look like right now?
The weather, it was looking kind of stormy, but as of right now, it looks like it's clearing out.
Okay. Is there a single mast on this?
There's a
schooner?
small one. Yeah.
Okay. And do we have a decent wind?
There is a bit of wind. There's a breeze. Yes.
Okay. All right. I think at this point, Merrick would probably just be happy that everything seems to be going quite well. He'll check on Captain Sunkissed.
All right. Captain Sunkissed is dealing with the sail, and he's kind of at the rudder. He's basically resumed charge. He doesn't appear happy to be on the water again. But he looks relieved to be in a boat and off that island. He looks very conflicted, as he is a tabaxi, and he doesn't like water very much.
Captain, how do you be feeling?
I be feeling alright. I don't know why he's so piratey right now, but that's how it's going to be.
It's alright. I understand what he's saying.
I feel alright. Glad to be off that cursed island.
I think we're all with you on that one. Yeah. Don't know that I'm happy to be on a log like this in the middle of the sea, though.
Well, I'll take pretty much anything else over that mess back there.
It's a shame about your ship, though.
The Caprice Sun was a good vessel. She was.
That she was.
The captain typically goes down with their ship, and well, I thought I did for a minute, but, apparently Lady Luck was on my side, or fortune favored me that day. Not the ship.
Actually, it was, seal people.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Daphne and her friends. They're out here somewhere.
Alright then, not sure if I feel any better about that, but, we'll go with it.
Oh, they're nice. We had a fish fry with them the other night.
It was delicious.
Alright then, well, I'm just going to be sailing us in the direction of north. I'm certain, since this is a bit more of a tropical climate, I'm hoping there's something further north of here.
I'll keep an eye out for birds. If we see any, we should probably follow them.
Agreed. And he's just gonna kind of sit down at the rudder. Magnus, you are I left you unwrapping yourself from your deep mud treatment. You're just uncoiling all these bandages, so you're in the boat, unwrapping.
Okay. I will burst out of my room and say, I require a Pina Colada refill.
I'm sorry to inform you, sir, but your room is a bench in a boat
I will burst out of my bench.
shared by everyone.
Burst out of that.
We're a bit low on the Pina Colada, sir.
Yeah, don't.
How is this possible? We were just on an island.
We were chased off by a bunch of animal people.
I don't quite remember that.
You were busy sleeping on your sheep.
Oh, yes, they were quite comfortable. Did we break the sheep?
I'm sorry, sir. We didn't have the room.
This bench is terrible. It's bad for my back.
You could swim.
That would be bad for my beard.
Probably.
That's got a point.
Yeah, we don't have the makings for Pina Colada at this time, but it brings up a good point, which is, can we do a little inventory of the rations and any other consumables here on this tiny vessel? Give us an idea of how long it'll be before we all start eating each other.
Think we're gonna regret not bringing those sheep.
I was thinking that would have been nice at this point.
Did we grab some rations from the monks?
You had that picnic lunch you ate.
I figured when we checked on Cookie and found out he didn't want to go, maybe we would have stocked up at that point.
I mean, maybe a little bit. They don't have much people food there because they're all mummies and they don't eat. I'd say you could get like a because they need to have something for Singe while they go harvest more food. Because he's not a mummy yet. Give it 45 days. I'd say you probably got for 6 of you. You probably have another day's worth of rations.
Another day.
Yeah.
In the middle of the ocean.
That's eating 3 meals. So if you stretch it out, you could get 2 days.
We're down to 1 meal a day. How about water rations? That's a bit more important.
Like 10% of a Magnus meal.
You got like a water skin each. Monks don't travel and they don't eat or drink when they do. So you have a day's worth of water.
Did we decide if purified food and drink would
Yes,
work
it would work on the. I would allow it to work on the salt water.
Okay, so we're okay on water.
Anyone bring a fishing
We start
rod?
fishing, guys.
Maybe a net.
That's true. There is the bounty of the sea. We could,
I don't think my tailoring should help me build a net.
You do
I'm
have a
going to
bunch of bandages you just unwrapped from yourself. You could try to
I'm
make
going
that
to
into a net.
attempt to build a fish net.
Give me a tailoring check, please. You are able to, with these bandages, you are able to construct a fish net, a very fine fish net.
Right, and then I put it on. No.
Okay. Obviously.
Wow. Quite
So,
stylish, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. This is going to be a new fashion.
Yes, nets over corpses will be all the rage.
Magnus of Hollywood.
I'm going to then I guess go tie it to a rope and fish.
All right.
Okay, stop
Give
it.
me a survival check. Because that's
No.
definitely fishing.
Maybe some help.
Yeah, I got to get in here. Come on. Just because Elan didn't grow up on a boat doesn't mean he's never gone fishing. So
That's very true.
I got to get in here.
I'm sure
I'm
that
good
there
at
was a
making the
pond.
net.
There's like a pond, right? Where in like your village?
There would have been a potentially a mighty lake nearby.
That's very
Sure, we
true
would
as
have
well.
crawfish.
I throw the net out
Crawfish.
once, pull it in, and say it didn't work. Throw it down and just whatever.
Not the mic nugget. No.
Here we go.
Give me that survival check with.
Survival.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a thing. There we go.
Oh,
Oh!
A
you
nat
just caught all the fish.
20 on that survival check. 23. You just throw this net out. Right, you just chuck it out there. And you're reeling it in. Reeling it in. It's real heavy. You caught many fish. You have enough fish here last several days.
Oh! What was your technique?
Just the luck. Just the luck of, that's hard work. You built that net with your own hands. Nature is going to reward you in kind and fill that net with yummy bits.
But it
And-
did not when I threw it.
Well, that's true. Well, that's I don't know what to tell you, Magnus. It's the power of teamwork. Grab that rope right there.
Uh-huh.
Hold on tight to it.
All right.
How do you like your fish? How do you like your fish, Magnus?
In my stomach. I'm very hungry.
Good times. I enlist Magnus to help me dump. You got to do the big dump shot on the deck of the boat. The big blah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
it's and everything. Blah.
The fish reveal.
Yes. And Magnus and I do the big fish reveal.
All right.
And I try to make eye contact with Ambara and see if she's picked up on the fact that we've done something useful.
Oh. Okay.
Quietly, I think Elam is trying to broadcast that we've got the situation under control.
Yeah.
Right. Of course.
Does Magnus have a shield?
Double check. Yes.
Is it a wooden shield or a metal shield?
I mean, what dwarf would be caught dead with a wooden shield?
Maybe it was a fashion statement at the time.
Maybe.
I mean, a druid crafted shield would be a very nice touch on occasion.
Possibly.
Okay, all right. Well, if you have a metal, I might have an idea about how we can cook these and not have to eat them raw.
Oh, how so?
There was a fella, a wizard or something, on a ship in the past. He had this nifty little ability to heat metal. If we were to take your shield and use something like that, we could cook the fish on the shield.
Well,
Not
seems
burn our
simple
boot.
enough. Plus, it might taste a bit like my shield.
Aye, yes.
Very fine flavor. Acquired taste, even.
But does anyone have that particular singular ability?
Oh, I can make fire. He's hopping into the coal in a moment. I just got wind, but I can make fire. That's Ron.
I'm not so much saying about fire as much as just heating. We don't want to burn the boat.
Well, I can
All
heat
the
it up
fish.
by making fire.
All right, I'll leave you two to it then. Goes over and sits down by Ambara, who is studiously ignoring all the rest of us for the most part.
She's like, yeah.
Miss Ambara,
Yes.
you've been quite quiet since we've hit the sea.
Not much to say.
Oh, I think there's a lot to say. We just saved ourselves from an island of misfits and things. We've killed quite a few people. You, one we knew quite well.
That's true.
Yes.
other stuff too. We defeated Dr. Fran.
And condemned him to a life of torture.
Which he's rightfully earned.
No
Exactly.
one deserves that, no matter what they've done.
So you're saying the person who did what he did to Lucky didn't deserve to at least pay a bit in hell for that?
Not in the form of torture, no.
We didn't intentionally torture the guy. I remember him melting into a giraffe hippo thing.
And to keep him that way, to keep him not being a threat, he has to be condemned to a life of torture.
Well, it's not so much just the torture, it's the fact that he can't be killed. A man like that deserves death. But since he can't die, you're restricted in your options.
Which is why it happened.
Okay, you don't feel like sharing? That's fine. Just trying to get it out in the air and talk a bit. But, enjoy your solitude. Turn. Go back to the back of the boat.
I think we all deserve a firm pat on the back. You know, this is all about survival. You know, and I got a great night's sleep. So did Magnus. He just woke up. You know, it wasn't entirely, you know.
I wish I had the sheep, though.
Would have been nice to hold on to the sheep, but it was as close to a vacation as I've ever had. And we didn't die by the moonlight by some horrifying half monster. You know, it's a win-win. We don't have any potable drinking water. And we're lost in the ocean. But other than that...
We have nothing to worry about with water. I can help with that. Magic.
Oh, yeah, with the magic water. See?
All right.
I think we'll be fine. As long as we get to the show soon enough.
Oh, yeah, the big show.
Right,
We've
you
already
go.
missed the beginning.
And by this point, it has been several hours. You've gone fishing, you've made a net. It's probably around evening time. You notice that a mist is starting to form on the surface of the water. It's very thick.
Do you see that?
Okay, creepy music.
Oh, I don't hear it because you guys have turned down so much. Okay, I turned up the music. I think we're good.
Have I had a chance to notice any birds, sea fowl flying anywhere on our way?
What's your passive perception again?
Passive is 16.
Well, you don't even need a roll. No. You saw
Okay.
a couple when you were closer to the island, but you think they were from the
Right.
island, but not a single bird
Okay.
since. So, the kind of like just like the surface mist kind of becomes more of a fog. And before you know it, you're trudging through that almost thick as pea soup like mist that you guys, it's very similar to that mist you encountered outside of Odiara, and again when you were on the sea before that storm came. It's very reminiscent of that.
This ocean has a lot of terrible weather.
Does it look familiar to any of you?
I don't think we're going to be getting back to the mainland anytime soon.
Why
Can
would
I-
you say something like that?
Can I reach out into the weave and see if this feels like the other times?
Sure, give me that Arcana check.
That terrible mist. Again.
19.
19. Yes, it feels very, very similar.
Yeah, we're not going home anytime soon.
You're very defeatist.
Not normal weather. It's like it's chasing us. No,
Well,
no,
then
no.
we'll just tell it to go away. Go away, weather!
The weather does not seem to abate, Magnus. How
I
rude.
command you! Damn. I will learn a way to command the weather.
I like look at Embar and be like, in all seriousness, you know, through your arcane abilities, you know, I've seen you do crazy stuff. Is this magic mist? Can you talk to it?
I don't think I can talk to it per se, but it is the same mist that surrounded us when we were leaving Odier, and the same mist that kind of rolled in after that storm. So I don't have high hopes for where we land up. Let's just say that.
Well, there is nothing worse than persistent bad weather. There is no, you know, that's a fact of life.
Very true.
Especially if there's monsters in it. But it's quiet right now. Like, I'm gonna like get out over the boat and look like out into the. Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I want a big old fat perception check here.
All right.
That's a skill in D&D
That
that I
is.
understand. It's also on a character sheet somewhere.
It is. You
I've
are
heard
correct
about it before.
on both of those.
There it is.
With an 8.
Oh God.
You don't see anything. It's in fact standing at one end of the boat. It's getting kind of hard to see the other end. It's very thick.
Oh, hello.
It's that kind of thick fog where like even voices are muffled in it.
Yes, 100%. And it stays there. You're not sure how long it stays there because you can't really track the passage of time. You don't see the stars, you don't see the sun, you don't see the moon. But it feels like hours, maybe even a day. It's hard to tell how much time has passed. And then the fog seems to lessen a bit. It seems to be getting thinner. Everything kind of sounds less muffled. And you kind of see some light, like kind of shining kind of up in front of you. And before you know it, you are not on the ocean anymore. You are in some kind of swamp. The air
Nugget.
here
What?
is very muggy. It's humid. You can hear mosquitoes kind of buzzing around a little bit. There's lots of insects. And you look over and there's cypress trees, weeping willows. Just, you're in a swamp.
This is some Jumanji shit music. I'm not digging it.
That fog was so thick we didn't even see when we transitioned from the ocean to the marsh here. Really surprised we didn't hit anything on the way in doing that.
Yeah, you appear to be on some kind of like swamp, like large swamps. Have like riverlets and like rivers. You appear to be on one of those.
Somehow I don't think this is on the way to Waterdeep.
It's the only way we've got, sir.
I do
Like-
like this music.
I know, me too. You know that thing where you reach up and like take a stick and like,
Like on a gondola.
you know, like pull the stick off of the tree and just like stick it in the water, see if it's real deep and how gross it is. And
You stick your hand in the water?
no, the stick. I stick the
Oh, you
stick in
stick
the
a
water.
stick in the water. Okay. Like
He was way too happy about you putting your hand in the water.
it's just
Don't touch the water.
you can touch the water.
No.
I'm not. No.
You stick a stick in the water.
Reach up and I take the stick. I break it off the tree.
Okay.
You do think you can't help yourself. You know, you're gonna stick in the water. Is it really gross and muddy?
It is very, it's very brackish, very gross. Like you can't, like, you know that kind of swamp water? I don't know if it's just me because I was born and raised in a swamp. But you stick a stick in, you can only see like the top 2 inches of the stick. It's like that. Like you can see just through the surface. There's a lot of silt kind of going through here. Algae and big patches on the top, lily pads. It's vibrant with life in here. You hear frogs and crickets. You hear all sorts of insect, swamp critter noises.
Drums.
No, you don't hear drums.
Because I hear drums and it's freaking me out.
It's to set the ambiance and mood, okay?
Doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. I spent way too much time on that today, looking for the right swamp track. But anyways, yeah, you stick it in, and you don't, like, where it's at, where you stick it in, you stick it on, like, one side of the boat that's, like, more in the center of the river, and it doesn't hit the bottom. But if you, like, kind of reach out on the other side, closer to the shore, it's a few feet deep.
Gross. So there is shore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's land nearby, and we're kind of going
Yep.
by it.
Mm-hmm. You have
Is
land
it
on
night
each sides of you. It
or
is actually
day?
dawn.
It's dawn.
Sun is rising in front of you.
Can we
From
tell
the
which
early morning, the last bit of stars in the sky on the opposite horizon, I'm going to try and take a position.
Okay.
Compared to where we were before with my navigator tools.
Yes. Give me a navigator's tools check, please.
I will do that.
20. All right, so that's a good roll. Let me get an exact thing for you. They are the same stars, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
But as far as what direction of them you are, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think I have a map for this. It's just, I gotta find it, because I was like, oh wait, I wasn't anticipating that. I should have, but I didn't. So, let me look at my fancy, schmancy, full Ravenloft map. Alright, we're not in the core. Alright, let me see. I'll get to that in a second. I'll let you know.
Okay.
But it's loading. So.
That's fine.
Great. It's great visual though. Everybody moving slowly through the creepy swamp.
Merrick's able to kind of see the stars, and he can tell that they're the same. How is everybody else reacting to this swamp nonsense?
It's unfortunately not the favored terrain I took. I took forest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
It happens.
there's that. But I definitely am studying it very carefully. And or do we know which direction? I was going to ask her. Do we know which direction we're heading? I know you got our position, but are we still going north?
That's what I'm working on right now. Ha 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 ha. Okay. You guys are no longer headed north. You guys are headed southeast?
Oh hell.
Yeah, southeast.
I like
And
to look at Merrick.
Yeah, you see him looking at his tools, and he's just like, he takes the check again. Captain, would you mind check my figures here? And he hands everything over to Captain Sunkist.
oh, certainly. He's gonna take a look at it. Looking
What are you
at
looking at?
his things.
I'm trying to get a directional figure for where we're going north when we hit the fog.
Ooh, let me help.
It's all right, sir. This is beneath you. It's menial work. You don't do that sort of thing.
That's true. Where's my pina colada?
All right, so you guys, while you're headed southeast, you remember you were heading north, and now you are not only headed southeast, but you're also, you think, southeast of where you were.
Okay.
Like many, many miles.
Yeah, navigational tools like that could give me an idea. Not a exact figure, but a general idea. We could be hundreds of miles from our previous position. Is that what I'm feeling?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
many hundreds of miles. You're southeast. Like, you couldn't have traveled that in a day. Like, the way the stars are looking.
So does the captain confirm my last readings?
Yeah, he's very confused. This doesn't make any sense. How could we have gotten...
I don't know. Everyone, we are now several hundred miles southeast of where we entered the fog.
Is that towards or away from Waterdeep? Or do I even know?
You've no idea.
Are we closer to Waterdeep then?
Well, sir, we needed to go southeast to get to Waterdeep, and we obviously have gone that direction.
Wonderful!
We must be right there, sir.
That's good.
All right.
Pina Coladas are on their way.
I'm like looking at Merrick to see whether he's bullshitting him or not. Like,
Oh, he's bullshitting.
I think I'm half fooled.
100%.
Like, I don't know if I believe you.
So how much longer then? At this crazy pace we're going at?
Well, if we keep the pace we have now, anytime soon, sir. But this swamp may slow us down a bit.
Damn it!
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, try to figure out what we did before. I'd like to get there soon.
We sailed into a magic fog, sir.
Then bring back the fog.
You told it to go away, sir.
I did. I hope it comes back then.
Perhaps you should be nicer to it next time.
I apologize, fog.
You don't see any fog come back. Unfortunately.
Well, I'm going back to my bench.
Back to your bench. So you guys are kind of just traveling along the swamp. None of you stopped the boat. No?
No.
Okay.
We
So,
take the. I will reef the sail.
Okay.
And take it up because we can't really sail in this.
No.
I'm pretty sure at some point our mast is going to get stuck in a swamp tree, and will stop our progress. But for now, we'll take that down. Turn the actual. I wish I knew the term. The mast, so that we're facing forward, so nothing's catching in our. We have a very, very thin silhouette, and continue forward as best we can. But we'll probably have to row soon.
yeah.
Can I look out into the swamp, like past this little rivulet? Like, is there anything in there?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I think Elam's doing too, is staying real quiet. He's got the crossbow, and he's trying to get a
9.
sense of what's out there as much as he can.
Ambara's in a mood. She doesn't see anything.
You just see swamp, and more swamp, Ambara. Gah. Swamp everywhere. Bugs are biting you. It's hot. It's sticky.
I don't like it.
Those little midge flies that like float around the surface of the water are like everywhere.
Yes.
I hate those things.
Typical Floridian summer.
Yep. Basically, you feel me. You know exactly what this is like.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Alright, and 12. You see more swamp, Elam. Just a whole lot of swamp. Now, a little bit ahead, I will say, you can see that the water kind of opens up a bit more. It takes you, it's about, by this point, early afternoon, but you see that it opens up a little bit more. It's like a wider rivulet rather than like kind of like a stream. It's more like a small river now. And there's a bunch of thick logs like floating around in this wider portion of the swamp.
Are they logs or
Logs?
gators?
Yeah.
That's
the
the-
Floridians
that's-
are like, no.
That's the Floridian's answer right there. I don't know. Why don't you give me a perception
Well,
check?
I think I will. Oh, nope. They're
The
logs.
Logs.
The logs are gonna
Logs.
eat us.
I'm gonna go wrestle that log.
Okay. All right. Elam, you think that these logs may in fact be gators?
Heads up now, y'all. They ain't logs.
Aye, what do you see, sir?
Like gators. Sleeping. Backs look like wood, but they're, gators.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. You don't see the spines along their back? You don't see that crest along the back there?
It looks like a log to me.
I throw a rock at one.
God damn it.
All right.
I try to grab that.
So you throw a rock at one of these logs. There's a bunch of them. It's not hard to hit one.
Okay. Does it move?
It bobs a little bit. Why don't you have Magnus give me a perception check?
Okay. They're just logs, dummy!
Telling you that ain't no log. You keep pissing it off, it's gonna come
You're
up here and eat you.
100% convinced it is a log, Magnus.
Do I have to go out there and get it?
No, you do not. You will stay in the boat, and that goes for everyone. We are in the boat right now, people.
It's just logs. Everything's fine.
He said there was something called a gator. Is that like an aquatic reptile or something?
Yes, sir. It is an aquatic reptile with a mouthful of teeth, and they're strong as hell. You do not want to have a big old gator fight right now.
When I throw a rock at something, they notice. That's a log.
I'm like glaring at you. Just going to glare at Magnus.
Does it look like we can sail past them without disturbing the logs in the river?
You're gonna have to bump at least. You're gonna have to either like thread the needle with this ship, as they are kind of just interspersed within this, or just kind of gently nudge a few of them out of the way.
I think I am going to assist, or
Okay.
have the captain assist me in sailing this water vehicle,
Sure.
which I am proficient in.
And Elam, some of these are actually logs, but some of them you're pretty sure are gators.
be like, with Magnus, like, that one's a log, that one's a gator.
They look
See?
the exact same,
That
Magnus.
one?
Oh. No more rocks. Where are you even getting rocks? We are in a boat. Sit down.
In a boat in a swamp.
Stop.
He's actually
pissing
throwing
off.
gold nuggets from his pocket. They're not really rocks.
Save your money. Sit down. Y'all thread the needle here, and I'm gonna like go up to the front of the boat and put my foot on it, and I've got the crossbow, and I'm just like, anything goes to hell. I'm like aiming at the water.
Okay.
I'm like looking at everything.
Give me a
Nice and easy,
vehicle
y'all.
water handling check, Merrick. Captain Sunkist can help you
Okay.
with advantage.
15?
15.
That did not go as well as I thought it would.
It's not. That's good thing you had advantage. That would have been a 9. That 9 would have been real exciting though. 15 is still exciting though. So you're like threading through, but as you guys pass, because you're in a boat, it leaves like, you know, a little bit of ripple as you guys pass. You're not in a super slow kayak or canoe. You leave a little bit of water bumps, but instead of like floating away, they seem to be floating closer to the boat. And
Of course they are.
That's weird.
See, they know we're here.
And I'm gonna need, let's see. Magnus, how close are you to the edge of the boat throwing your rocks?
Like I'm like near the water.
Oh, okay.
Like, just logs.
So you're staring at one of these logs, Magnus. And then the log stares back. And he's gonna try to take a bite out of you. And then we'll roll initiative. Boop.
Oh, goddamn hell.
Does a 21 hit you?
Surprise.
So 21 hits?
Oh, yeah, no, that hits.
Alright. You're gonna take this much damage.
Oh, damn.
And
Odd.
you're considered grappled.
And going into the water.
And I would love everybody to roll
Alright.
the initiative.
All right, I gotta shoot him, and it's that perfect moment too where all hell breaks loose.
Yes.
Too.
Yes,
And
it
it's
is.
so busy, and there's all this confusion and all this craziness. I'm gonna turn and shoot him. The alligator, not
Alright,
Maggie.
roll me initiative. We are in initiative
All right,
now.
Initiative.
The gator just got one free bite because...
I can't click my
Reasons.
token.
Yeah, we need tokens.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, I don't think they're the right setup tokens. That's okay.
I just moved mine over the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I have been rolling terrible for a couple nights now.
You have been...
Oh my god.
Yes, you have.
It's fine. And then we got... Gatoro. We've got... Gatara. We've got...
Oh my god.
Gatorella. Gatorino. And... Gatorina. Boom. I pre-roll their initiative, so it's fine. Do.
Important to get into character that I have both a Bowie knife and a yardstick.
Yes. It's very important.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes.
Yeah. To do a little light prop work. Like Carrot
I
Top.
wish I had found some weapons before we left the last island.
You found a mace. It's fine.
I can't use. Well, I could have used, but I was giving it to
Alright.
someone.
So the one who has latched on to Magnus is Gatara, which is Gator. They're all got Gator names. So Gatorino is gonna kind of swim up to the boat, because yes, it's easier to name them and I can keep track of them better than Gator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Gatorino swims up, and Gators have I don't know if anybody realizes this, but they got a pretty good jump on them when they can propel themselves out of the water. So they're gonna take a swim, a nibble at Captain Sunkissed, because he's right there in the back on the titler, trying to butt there. D20 plus 4. Oh, he gonna hit. Ooh, Captain Sunkissed takes some damage. And he's grappled! Run! It is your turn. There's a bunch of gators. 5 gators, specifically.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I stable enough?
Yes.
Okay, cool, because internet is in and out, so I apologize. Is there any fish in the water?
You don't see any in this vicinity? Maybe
Fish in the
because
boat.
there's a bunch of there are a bunch of fish in the boat. If you're looking for fish.
Okay, Ron then is going to grab the largest fish he can see and catapult it at a gator.
Oh, perfect. So, he's got to make a dexterity save. What is your DC save?
13.
13. All right. Well, this is just a straight D20 then. Oh, he fails. He takes 3d8 damage. So why don't you roll me that catapult damage?
Suck it, Gator. Eat my fish.
18 points of damage. Oh man. So you say eat my fish. And which one were you shooting at? Were you shooting at any of the ones that are currently grappling people?
I mean, if there's grappling going on, Ron's just gonna go for the one that's closest to the boat.
Okay, there's one Nom and Magnus and one Nom and Captain Sunkist.
Well, he's gonna shoot for the one Nomin Magnus
Okay.
first.
Oh, he looks real bad. Like, he lets go of Magnus. Like, only he looks like this. This fish catapulted into his face so hard he's lost an eye, and it like part of his skull's crushed in. He looks
Sweet.
real bad. Anything else you'd like to do, Ron?
He just says something kind of lame along the lines of like, have a midnight snack, you know. I don't know, something like that.
Okay. Love it. Ambara.
Yeah, so this whole time I've been sitting down, so first off I'm gonna stand up
Alright.
and I'm going to toll the dead, the one that Ron hit.
Okay. Oh, this poor gator. DC 14 wisdom save. Alright. He fails! And he's dead!
9 necrotic damage.
He just needed the one.
Cool.
He is... You see, it like, he let go and then, like, his eyes glaze over, he just kind of floats and rolls over in the water. Dead.
I would like to quicken spell
Okay.
and chaos bolt the one that has
Cap Sunkist.
Sunkissed.
Perfect. Do it.
15 to
That
hit.
hits.
So it is poison damage.
Okay.
And he takes 14, 17.
Alright. This one also looks real bad. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it.
Alright. Gatorina, is she gonna try to nom on Merrick, because he was back there with Cap Sunkist. Does that hit? I don't think that hits you, Merrick.
No, it doesn't.
There's a gator's jaw snap to your left that miss you. It smells awful. Real swampy. Magnus.
The logs have gone and animated themselves! And he's going to, if he can get close to one, he's going to slash at one.
Oh yeah, they're right up against the boat. You can slash away.
Alright. In fact, he's going to put his shield to the side. No, actually, he's probably cooking fish with his shield anyways. So he's going to use both hands.
Okay.
Chop.
Chop. That definitely hits for 6 damage. Alright. 6 damage.
Aha!
To Gatorilla.
And I'm done.
Alright. Well, the one you just hit is gonna try to nom on you, because she didn't like that.
Okay.
That misses. His teeth... This log splits in half, teeth filling each side of its angry log maw, and snaps at you but misses.
What sort of evil wizard trickery is this?
Alright, Merrick. It's your turn.
I'm going to try and attack the one that is nomming on Captain Sunkist.
That would be Gatoro. You may most certainly attack him.
All right, I'm going to attack him with my short sword,
Alright.
and I still can't hit the
7
broadside of a barn.
misses.
And so then I'm going to try and punch him with my offhand.
That
Hey,
definitely
click
hits.
something. Hey, there you go.
He's kunk. You see his eyes cross. Little X's pop over them, and he just sinks down into the water before kind of bobbing up. Because you guys are still moving. You're just getting chomped by gators. So Gatoro is rip. Anything else you'd like to do, Merrick?
That would be all.
All right, it's Gatorino's turn, and Gatorino saw his best buddy Gatoro just get punched his lights out, so he's gonna try to nom Merrick. 11 misses you, so the jaws just clamp down on either side of you. Ron! Miss.
We seem to have missed Elam.
Oh, Elam! How did I skip you? Are you not on the initiative? Did I?
I'll shoot a thing.
Yes, shoot a thing.
I'll shoot it.
Shoot
You
it.
had to re-roll.
Alright. I got him. I got him on there.
Yeah, okay.
I'll add him in.
Yeah.
There you go. What are you? Who are you shooting at? Just any one of them?
Whichever one looks freshest.
Yeah, that would probably be Gatorino.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Damn.
And I track it. You gotta do the thing.
Yep.
Half the people on the boat have to duck as you're swinging that frickin' howitzer around the boat.
He looks really cool while he's doing it. I want to be very clear about this.
Super cool. You swing it around. 19 definitely hits. You sink a big, fat, heavy crossbow bolt into the side of Gatorino. Alright. Ron, it's your turn. There's still 3 gators up.
Is there anybody that's still being nommed?
Nope. The people get nommed have been released. The gators haven't been able to clamp on again.
Okay, then Ron is just gonna pick a next closest gator and shoot a fire bolt at it and be like, "Get away from my boat!
Nat
You slowly
20!
is it?"
Roll me that firebolt damage.
Damn, son. We're a bunch of rock stars, by the way. These just lit up these gators.
Alright. So we'll double that. Yeah, you instantly take out
Max damage.
Gatorella. She's gone. Dead.
Grab that one, it's already cooked.
It is. However, Gatorino saw his girlfriend, Gatorella, get fried, and gators don't like fire, so he gonna try to take a bite out of Ron. Oh, I think a 20's gonna hit you, Ronnie. For 6 points of festering, piercing, nasty gator tooth damage. It's a very specific damage type, I know.
Oh.
Ambara, it is your turn. Ron is grappled by a gator.
Has that gator been hit?
It has been hit. Not very
Great.
hard, but hit.
I'm gonna toll the dead it.
Alright. Toll the dead. It will make its save. It made it save. So
it takes 1 damage.
It takes 0. Because it's a cantrip.
Oh, that's right. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna spend another sorcery point to quicken and chaos bolt.
Okie dokie. 14 will hit.
Cool. So it's poisoned again. And he takes 12.
Alright. Cool, cool. It doesn't look very happy, but it's still got a nomming on Ron.
Okay.
Magnus.
All right.
Gators eat Ron. Or logs eating Ron.
I will go towards that one. I'll raise both my hands above my head and I will say, Magnus Deep Shaft! And then I will slice at him.
Alright. Yeah, that hits for sure. And that's the one holding Ron?
Yep.
How does Magnus Deep Shaft wanna slice into Gatorino?
Just, I slice right through the middle of him.
Perfect.
Into 2 parts.
Yep. Just like where the mouth connects, just slice this 12-foot gator just down. Gone. Anything else you'd like to do?
Go over towards the next one and be like... Actually, I go and I strike at a log.
Okay. Perfect. Ah! And you hit a lock. Alright. It's Gatorina's turn, and seeing how quickly her fellow Gators were dispatched, she is going to disengage and bloop, 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 underneath the water. Taking you guys, unless you want to try to pursue her, underneath the water and deeper into the swamp, out of initiative.
I'm still attacking logs.
Yes, perfect.
I want to pull one of them into the boat.
Okay, which one? There's one that's chopped in half. Probably not that one. It's got a nasty swamp water in it. There's one that's pretty crispy.
Grab the cooked one.
Yeah, grab me the crispy one. With mashed
We'll
potatoes.
be having gator tail and fried fish in no time.
Yeah,
Um,
guys have some crispy cooked gator from Ron's
Here we go,
crit
boys.
firebolt.
I imagine this thing takes up like the entire boat. It's like from the bow
Oh,
to the
this
stern.
is like a 12-foot gator. Yeah, it takes up most of this boat.
well, I immediately take to. I pull my knife and immediately take to breaking this gator down into its pieces.
Okay,
here, towards
you know that the hide is not going to be salvageable as it's super crispy on this one, but the meat is already cooked. As Firebolt took it out.
I'm gonna fillet this thing and then pull some teeth.
Okay.
Hand out teeth, souvenirs. Tooth? You want two? You want one?
Aye.
I offer Ambara a big, scary, sharp gator tooth souvenir.
Oh, thank you, but no.
I would like to tailor me some log boots.
Yeah, you can grab that, like, that one that you already cut in half. Like, you can drag, like, half of that up, and... Because, like, the charred gator hide isn't going to be good for anything, but there's like, 3 other dead gators in here. So, yeah, you can, do you do it yourself, or do you have Elam help you skin this log?
You
Well,
hold
yeah,
on to that one.
I mean, Elam seems pretty proficient at this, so I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Elam, I need some of this log skin so I can like make boots out of
Make
it."
log boots. I mean, the new
And I like to
fashion
think
range.
Just as he finished that, I've completed removing the head of this animal and like wipe the front of the face. Like, you hold on to him. I'll do him next.
I could help if you need it. I'm pretty proficient at this sort of thing. Not so much gators, but I've skinned quite a few beasts.
It's all the same on the inside, my friend. You just need a sharp knife. Here we go. Ah. Skin it.
All right. So between Merrick and Elam both having experience skinning animals, and Elam specifically probably having to deal with some lake gators during this fishing, you two are able, without making a check because you're both proficient in survival, you're able to skin this gator, this log, and have log hide.
You know what? Just because you guys are my friends, I want to make everyone log boots.
There isn't definitely enough for everyone to have.
And if you don't wear them, I will be very disappointed.
I would prefer a bandolier if you would, but boots be fine.
I wear a 10.5, and you do you. But I'll tell you, this boat's gonna start getting funky here in a minute. We've done quite a bit of work here in this. It's got to be completely foul.
And
Just-
no one has prestidigitation.
Right. It's an abattoir in this small wooden boat.
It's a
at this-
pretty stinky gator gut boat in the middle of these swamps.
Ambara looks like completely disgusted. Because she's a vegetarian. She grew up in a druid colony. Like,
The rest of us are just ripping cooked gator meat off the
she's
bone
like,
and eating.
this is barbarianism.
Yeah.
Aye, this is good. Have you had some of the tail yet, Ambara? Oh, that's right. You don't eat the good stuff. All right, that's fine.
Certain cultures eat the whole head. The eyes, the tongue, the face
Now, I'm
meat.
fine with the tail.
Really? I'm gonna
They do.
have me a piece of the head then.
Whole thing's edible top to bottom. I don't get too excited by the time I've...
There's some brains inside there. Magnus, you eating some gator brains?
Don't need the
I'm always
brains to get
open to
sick.
new cultures.
No,
Mad
you
gator
get sick.
disease? Is he going to get
I
crazy? on this?
gotta look up if you can eat gator brains. Yeah, look, come here,
Gator
Google.
madness.
Unless someone in the
I
chat
guess I-
knows if you can eat gator brains.
I'm going to go back and check on the captain and see if we can get moving again.
The question is, can you eat D&D gator brain?
That's very true. The brains
I
are
mean, you can
probably
eat
fine.
monkey brains, so I would assume gator brains is fine.
I just know it's the difference between reptilian and mammal. So
True.
I don't know if like reptile brains are okay. Well, apparently, according to this one article, alligator fat could be used to make biodiesel. You learn something new every day. Yeah, sure. We're gonna say you can
make
eat
some of
these
that.
gator brains. They taste kind of funky, but they're not bad. They taste really like that smell of the swamp. They kind of taste like that, like real earthy, kind of a little, maybe slightly briny, a little salty.
And right before you react, Elam is not grossed out. It takes a lot to gross Elam Dewa Jr. out. Not so gross, more fascinated. I think I just look at you and go,
Yeah,
yeah, how
spongy.
is that?
Real spongy.
I don't understand some cultures.
No. I don't understand you, pal, but I'll tell you, you live life, and I respect that. Save Merrick the eyeballs.
No,
He
thank
wants
you.
them. No, you said he wants them.
I did not. I'm off happy with the tail. Fine.
All right. Ambara, eyeballs?
No. Absolutely not.
All right. You gotta keep your sense of humor here, folks.
She's probably turned away with her back to this nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just looking out in the swamp.
Okay. You know what? Since you're looking out, what's your passive
Ron,
perception?
pipe up.
14.
All right, cool. Yes, Ron.
Ron was gonna pipe up to Elam and say, "You know, I'd like a bite of the gator that got a bite of me."
There you go, Ronnie. Look at him. He's an animal. All right. It'd be my pleasure.
It tastes a
Ron
lot
eats
like
away.
chicken.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're able to get gator. There is enough cooked gator for everyone to eat. Captain
Give you his head.
Sunkissed eats some. Ron eats some. It tastes a lot like chicken.
It's a party.
I give Ron a handful of teeth.
You can see where these teeth went. You have the imprints in your arm still.
Ron tells him thank you.
All right.
Ooh, I gotta wash up.
There's some lovely swamp water all around you.
No thanks, I'm good. I'll just
Okay.
stay bloody and go whack. Ah. Yeah.
All right. Ambara, you're kind of looking away in the other direction. You notice a curious swampy sight as you're kind of like, you left, like, you can't take all those gators in. They would sink the boat, that much weight. But you notice as you guys are kind of pulling away that some tall reeds that were near the shores kind of move and separate, and you see that there is some giant frogs. Like, you've been hearing like ribbits and frog croakings this whole time, but you see a big frog, like a frog the size of a medium dog, like coyote-sized frog maybe. And you see its tongue shoot out and grab the other half of the gator that got chopped in half and pulls it in, and its mouth swells up, but it pulls in that whole gator half.
So, tip for everyone. Stay away from the frogs. And I'll
Roll.
point that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see a couple more frogs kind of trying to, like, sticking out their tongue and pulling in the gator corpses.
We've already learned the logs are dangerous.
Yes, and so are the frogs.
Oh, frogs. Okay.
Yes, not the logs, the frogs.
As soon as she says it, Elam like stands up, gets a really good look at these frogs. Are they close enough that they're a threat, or they're just carrying?
Oh, they appear to be like carrion frogs. They're just eating the gator corpses y'all left behind. They don't seem to be following you at all or troubling you.
Nice.
Big old gator eating frogs.
That's a new one. Predatory frogs, everybody.
All right.
Like vultures.
You guys kind of continue down. It's more swamp, and more swamp. This is a big swamp. It kind of keeps broadening a little bit, though. You think maybe you're coming to maybe a larger body of water soon. It's definitely river width now. It's not that narrow bit that you had in the beginning. And you guys, it's kind of like sunset-ish time. It's getting later in the day. And you see that in the middle of this river, a little island of dry land is kind of rising out of the stagnant swamp water, and you see that there's a light from what appears to be a campfire on this island.
No? You don't think so?
No. No.
I'm like, yeah, I see it and I look at Ambara. No?
Does anyone else see that light over there?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are kind of slowly getting close because you're just. I mean, the river, like it's stagnant water, but it's like slight. You're moving a little bit. You can kind of see as you gotta get a little closer that there apparently is a very colorful gypsy wagon on this island.
Gypsies.
I don't know.
You
Walk up
see,
to the
yeah, like if you walked up to the front and kind of look, you've got
Yeah.
a decent.
How
perspective.
high is the water level compared to the level of the island?
How high? You could easily like pull the ship in.
I'm just wondering how easily the logs can climb up on the island too.
It appears that, I mean, it's a swamp. There's not a lot of elevation in here, period.
Right.
So, it does rise out of the water a little bit, which is better than the surrounding reeds and stuff around you. So it does have more elevation than the surrounding area. You can also, as you kind of like are looking and watching, you see that there apparently are 3 cheerily clad children, brightly colors, kind of running around a little bit. You see them like playing in the bushes, and you see an old lady and an old man tending to the campfire. They're also very brightly colored.
I don't trust this one bit, but I would love to get off this boat right now.
Maybe they like Gator.
You have
We
tons
do
of
have some
gator.
food to trade.
Have they noticed us approaching?
They don't appear to have, but because you guys are like a dark boat and like the sun's like setting, and they're like, so they've got the fire around them, and you guys are kind of like in the darkness, so they don't appear to have noticed you yet. I mean, you're still a decent ways off. You just can see them because they have the light source with them. You guys don't.
Yeah.
They will notice you though eventually as you get closer.
I say we stop.
Yes, they might have pina coladas.
Well, they look like civilians, and if we can take a bunch of snarling swamp gators, we can, I'm not too worried about a bunch of kids in there.
I'm wondering how that wagon got on that island in the middle of a swamp.
Yeah.
All right, that's an interesting point. I had not considered that.
It might be a peninsula instead of just an island.
And that would be good.
Ron chimes in. Maybe they're wizards.
Aye, that too. Yes.
We'll see. Then we'll all make new friends.
Or we'll have a wagon.
Right. So you guys steer your boat up towards the island.
Yeah, I'm like, kind of address the boat and be like, all right, folks, look, these look like civilians, so I think we're all okay. We're all going to be all right. We're going to go ahead and park this thing.
Perhaps we should let them know we're coming.
Instead
Sounds
of
good.
sneaking up on them.
I'm like, turn around, put my foot up on the front of the boat, kind of hold my hand up.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh!
You say that, and you see the kids like turn and they look at you, and then like one of them waves back like hi, and the other 2 are like one smacks him upside the head, and it's like come on, like and gestures towards the campfire, like don't talk to strangers, like that kind of very obvious way that kids do. And they kind of scurry back, and you see the old man and the old lady that were sitting there. The old man, the old lady's tending like some kind of pot on over the campfire. The man kind of stands up, turns, and he says, "Oh gosh, gotta remember how to do a Vistani accent. Hello, greetings.
Oh,
Who might you be?"
good evening. We're travelers. My name is Elam D. Wood Jr.
Ah,
And you might be familiar with his honorable Magnus Deep Shift here over my shoulder. He's a pretty big deal.
we've never
Hi!
heard of him, but you are most welcome. We are travelers ourselves. Please, come over.
Well, you look like well-meaning and clean folks. What a sight for sore eyes here in this fetid, swampy hell.
You seem to have been through quite the adventure.
Let me tell you something. You like Gator?
Who doesn't?
Heck, right? Let me tell you something. Well, this one, but you know, we'll find her some strawberries or something. But here's the thing. Dinner's on. As far as I'm concerned, hand me that rope. Here we go.
Please.
Catch this.
Yeah. You actually see him, like, he calls out to the wagon, and out from the wagon, you see that there is a younger man comes out. He says, "Carloni!" And he comes out, and he grabs the rope, helps pull you guys in. Maybe he's like, if you had to guess, you would guess parents, kid, grandkids, just by looking at them. They look very related. They pull you up. They've got a cheery campfire. You see that there is a pot of vegetable stew bubbling over the campfire. They are more than happy to welcome the inclusion of Gator, as they were just gonna have stew. They'll heat it up
A little
again.
bit of alligator in that vegetable stew. No.
They offer you to sit down, like, please, have a seat, please, come sit down. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is, they call me Old Scaringi. This is my wife, Rihanna. And you see, as you get closer, that the old man, he's got one good eye and one blind, milky white eye, and wrinkles, and so he looks ancient. His wife looks almost as old. But she says, please, would any of you like some wine?
Yes, please.
Oh, certainly.
Merrick is already walking up behind Magnus. I would like some, please.
Oh, certainly. Please, have a seat. There's, like, little rugs all around the campfire. And within a few moments, they bring out a couple bottles. They're labeled Red Dragon Crush. And it is quite a tasty wine.
I gotta hand out gator teeth to the children.
Oh, they think it's the coolest thing. They're like, look at my gator tooth. No, look at mine. Mine is bigger. And they're just, like, arguing over who has the coolest looking gator tooth. And like, yes, but mine has more ridges. And they're like, they're just comparing gator teeth, like, because you've given them gator teeth.
Y'all be careful now. Those are sharp enough to cut you clean in two now. So have fun. Don't run with them.
That one right there bit our little wizard here, Ron.
Wow.
You could see the tooth mark on his arm.
He runs over to Ron. Can I
Ron.
see your arm?
Shows him the arm out.
Wow.
Absolutely. There's a really bad delay, so I apologize for
No,
the
you're
weird
fine.
communication.
You're good. He just holds it up and he's like, it was in your arm.
So from the campfire, can we tell, is this an actual island?
Um,
Or is there like a path off it on the opposite side we couldn't see?
So, looking around, this does appear to be, it's kind of a cross between a peninsula and island. It looks like the water's really shallow for a little bit to a certain section of the swamp. And looking at the wagon, there is mud to a decent, like, level on it. So you're guessing they kind of just pulled through to get to this island more so than rather being on more of the mainland.
I thank you for the wine. Might I ask, is there civilization nearby?
Oh, yes, you are not too far away from a nearby town. It is called. Oh gosh, I forgot I have to pronounce this name today. It is Marias de Tarskan.
Sure, it is. Wonderful.
Yes.
Spell that, please.
I will put it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
Yes, that is
It is.
appreciated.
There's a lot of interesting names in this. I'll also throw it up in the Twitch chat so everyone can see it too.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the village. Because you gotta love old school D&D.
And, this Marius de Tarascon that you mentioned, is that part
Yes.
of a country or a regional province or something?
It is part of the island of Souragne.
Souragne.
Yeah, you're gonna type that one too.
Oh, you're not gonna believe it's pronounced like Souragne when I type it out to you, but it gave me a pronunciation guide.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's part of the island of Souragne. There is another city on the port, but it is much farther on other side of island.
Oh, you said it's a port.
Yes.
Ah, what sort of ships sail from that port?
Oh, what kind
Or
of
do
ships?
ships sail at all?
A few ships sail, not very often, but they do sail.
Might I ask how many masts?
Depends on the ship.
Ah,
Travel is very interesting here. Sometimes it is a one-mast ship, sometimes it is a great three-master.
Merrick just smiles. You've made my day.
Yes, there is a path that leads from. I'm gonna look at how I wrote that down. Marias de Tarskan to the port city. It's a well-maintained road, not to have to travel through all the swamps. The locals, they do not like to enter the swamps at all.
I can see why. The frogs and logs are quite exciting.
Yes, they've nicknamed it the Swamp of the Damned.
And you're not a local?
No, we are travelers. We travel many different lands.
It's really good wine.
Thank you. We picked it up on our last trip. You are fairly new to this land, no?
Just
Really
got here.
new.
Why have they nicknamed it the Swamp of the Damned?
Well, the Lord of the Dead lives here.
I'm sorry, the what?
The
See, there's always going to be a.
Just
You know.
drop that casually. Oh, by the way, the Lord of the Dead is just living here in the swamp.
the Lord of the Dead. He rules this island.
He's the tourism manager.
The ruler of the island, though he allows the people to have a free election as to who locally governs them.
Oh, good. He's a democratically elected Lord of the Dead.
Yes, he really only has. I suppose I should tell you before you get to the village. The Lord of the Dead has two laws on his island. The first one is that no dead may be buried until 4 days have passed. The second law is that necromantic and divine magics are the only magics allowed.
Okay, all right, hold on. You've got my curiosity. What do you do with him for 4 days before you bury him?
I do not know. It is the law that he has given. Of course, the local rulers have instituted their own, like, do not steal, don't murder people, that kind of thing. But the Lord of the Dead has only proclaimed 2 laws, and as far as our knowledge goes, in a couple hundred years he has ruled here.
Is there a penalty or a punishment for breaking those 2 laws?
Well, you risk irking his wrath, which is not a good thing.
You heard that, didn't you, Ron? Your magic's illegal. I say to him silent.
He's stuffing his face. He's very happy to be eating.
That's okay.
He also has a lot of lag, but I think he's here now. I saw him on mute for a second. It's fine.
He tries.
He tries.
I'm trying. Ron is like, I'm trying.
Poor Ron. Alright,
All right. So,
Our outsiders welcome in.
Oh, yes,
The
they
city.
love travelers coming through.
So why did you decide to put yourself up in this swamp of the damned?
Well, you see, and the old lady kind of resumes speaking again. Rihanna, she says, "Well, you see, my daughter, she's a fortune teller. She sees things, and she saw that we should be here to encounter travelers to read their fortune. We've been here for about 2 weeks now, and we've stopped in the city briefly. Since being in the swamps, we have read fortunes for one young man, and now yourselves. We would be more than happy to read fortunes for you all."
you read fortunes.
Yes.
How much?
Well, typically we charge but a couple of silver.
Here, I'll give him a gold.
Oh, well, let me go get her. She needs to come out for dinner anyways. And she kind of docks onto the wagon. Valana, we have guests here. You see, the wagon opens, and you see a beautiful young woman with dark hair, dark eyes, very brightly colored. A bit more of a slinky dress, though. She says, This is my beautiful daughter, Valana. She will tell your fortune." She reaches back into the wagon and she pulls out a pan and a small bag. It's like a circular, shallow pan. She says, "Greetings. It is a pleasure to meet you all here in such a strange place. I would be more than happy to read your fortunes for you."
I'm next. You start with Magnus. Get in there, but I got next. And I kind of like, Elam's got that, like I said, the big barrel-chested thing. You got to kind of maneuver himself and sit on a rock or something, and kind of park himself to get a front row seat to watch Magnus get his fortune told by probably one of the more attractive women he's ever seen in his life.
She's very beautiful.
Yeah. So
Merrick moves over and sits by him, bar, and offers her part of the bottle he's been drinking from.
She declines, but gives him like a thanks nod kind of thing.
He nods back and then watches the show.
All right. Is there a specific question you have for the Bowers?
When will I get to the fashion show?
All right. Let's see here. And she pulls out some runes. She closes her eyes and she pulls out some runes from her bag, and they're runes carved onto little rocks. And she puts them all face down and just swirls the pan around. The runes. And then she stops, and her hand flips over one. Interesting. She reaches, flips over another, and then she flips over a third. She says, "Well, when will you get to the fashion show?" "Fortunately, it does not look like you will be getting to a fashion show soon. However, this rune means great creator, and this rune means joy. This third rune is of patience. So I would interpret that as in time you will find great joy in a creation you make. Whether this be at the fashion show, I do not know, that you wish to go to, but it will be your greatest work yet."
This is a hoax! I demand my money back!
That's good news. It's good news. Something cool. You're gonna make something cool. You're really gonna like it. That's a good thing.
You said I won't get to the fashion shows. There's no way that's possible.
All right.
I stormed to the edge of the island and just kind of like...
Okay. You wish to have your fortune read next.
Yeah, and I take a seat, and again, it's not easy for a man built like Elam to sit on the ground. I'm just saying how amusing this I find this. So anyway, sincerely, I thought it was a very nice fortune. I don't know what his problem is, this whole fashion show thing.
People react to their fate very differently. Please, do you have a question for the fates? And she starts kind of swirling the pan again, with all the runes face down.
I want to know, are we being chased by the mist?
Well, I do not think I need the fortune to tell you that the mists do as they please here in these realms.
I like look at Ambar over my shoulder and like back and be like, are there vampires in Souragne?
Ah, the vampires in Souragne. Not that I have seen, but that is a good question. And she flips 3 stones. And she says, this means empty. This one here. There are no vampires in Souragne. But these 2. This one means bounty, and this one means future. There are no vampires in Souragne, but I am afraid that there will be many in your future.
Yeah. I thought you might say that. Are me and my friends gonna make it out of here through the city safely?
Through the city safely? Let's see. She kind of swirls the stones around, flips over through more. This one shows need. This one flips it over. Oh, she kind of flips over the third one and she sits there for a moment. Yeah, let's see. These runes, and she kind of, without flipping back those stones over, she swirls it some more, and you see her eyes kind of glaze over. And then she flips over 3 more runes and kind of places her fingers on all of them. And you kind of see a slight glow start to emanate from these runes. And with her eyes glazed over, she says, the lost one has called you. The dead will walk with the coming storm, and you must find a way to put them to rest. If you cannot, the rain will turn to blood. It will drown you and all of Moraeus de Tarascon. And then you see, like, energy drain out of her, and the stones go back to being normal stones.
Can you say that one more time? The lost one has called you.
The lost one has called you. The dead will walk with the coming storm, and you must find a way to put them to rest. If you cannot, the rain will turn to blood. It will drown you and all of Moraeus de Tarascon.
Nice. I think Elam just looks at her very carefully and I think nods and stands up and walks off, because I think that kind of scares the shit out of him. And I think too, for a long time,
It looks like it scared her a little bit.
yeah, and I'm not sure who I'm looking at right now. Like, he's kind of got a crush on her, but also like he doesn't want to go anywhere near, Also, it's apparently going to start raining blood anytime, so it's not really time for love, Dr. Jones. So, just going to kind of get up and try to throw a look over at Merrick and Imbara, and then we go clean my clean the alligator blood off of my clothes and. think
Sorry,
about
one
monsters.
more time. I'm trying to write this down. So you must find a way to put them to rest.
Let's see if I can copy it. This one's actually highlighted.
Yeah, that'd be.
That was an interesting event there, Miss Embauer.
That was
Yes,
definitely
worked.
strange. Have I seen anything like this before? Like,
I don't know if you've seen anything like this before, but you do know that there are certain people who have, depending on what culture, the sight, being able to see fortunes, being able to tell prophecies, and this, the way it happened, you would kind of guess that she is an accurate fortune teller,
yeah.
and that was an especially potent reading.
I've never personally seen anything like this before, but I have heard tale of it, and we would be wise to heed it.
I don't believe anything she says.
Are you planning to get a reading yourself there?
She kind of thinks for a minute. I do have a question.
As do I. If you'd like to go first, feel free.
She's like, just give me one moment. She
Of
kind of
course,
takes
take your time.
a sip of wine and kind of collects herself. She goes, all right, I apologize. Sometimes the readings can be quite draining. Yeah, now please, what is your question? What fortune do you seek? Shh.
Sorry, just braiding. So she stays where she is. She doesn't approach. And pretty quietly, so I don't know how far away she is.
She's like across the fire pit.
Okay, but she says it pretty quietly, so anyone who's not by the fire
Okay.
wouldn't really be able to hear her.
Sure.
She asks, how far away are they? Are they close? And Sarah, you know who I'm talking
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. How far away are they? Okay. She kind of flips over 3 stones. Interesting. I see. Interesting. I have, again, this is a rune of absence. They are not close by. This one, she points to another rune. This one is persistence. They are not close by, but they have not stopped looking. And this one, she says, this is again, patience. It will take them a long time to find you.
So Ambara looks like super panicked for that quick moment there where she's like, they're not close, but they haven't stopped. And then the patience kind of like equals her out and she goes back to her kind of her more stoic look.
Yeah, she says many moons at least.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then she'll gesture to Merrick.
I have so many questions.
I will answer as many of them as I can.
Looking at Embara. Oh no, for you I only have one. Read. He goes over and he sits down. He follows the rules. He doesn't want to,
Yeah.
And he leans in and quietly asks her, he goes, will I ever see my daughter again?
All right.
Does Ambara hear this?
He says it quiet.
Can I make a perception?
Give me a perception check and tell me what your elf ears hear.
18.
18. With an 18, Merrick can be pretty quiet, and there's some spooky Vistani magic going on.
I think she probably would have heard it.
Yeah, okay. Probably would have heard it.
Okay, interesting.
She shakes the stones, the runes, and she flips over 3. Alright. This one is the sign for years. It will not be soon. But this sign is prosperity. So, though it may be a while, she will have prospered in the time that you were gone. And this sign means family, actually. So, though the years may feel long, she will have been prosperous, but have not missed you. She will have missed you, and will be happy to see you, as you are still family.
Aye, that's good. Sailor knows they're gone for a while, so it's not to be surprised. But, thank you. That's all I needed. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And he goes and sits off by himself this time with his bottle.
And you, young man, she points to Ron, do you have any questions to ask the runes? Ask of the powers.
I don't know. I'm kind of leery about asking stones questions.
It is perfectly fine. If you have a question, I would be more than happy to try and seek an answer.
Will we be okay and make it out of this?
Your friend, Elam, asked a very similar question. The answer to that is unclear as to whether all of you will make it out. It seems that there is a task.
These rocks.
A task that is before you. Or anything else other than the immediate swamp. You'll make it out of the swamp just fine, I can tell you that. With certainty.
I don't know of any questions right now.
Alright, well, if you have any before the night is through, let me know. She kind of just sets her pan of stones to the side. The kids kind of are all still kind of, they got really, quiet during the fortune reading, but now they're like, oh good, it's over, and they kind of start, playing around some more, and it seems to be a fairly jolly mood, even with the dark portent that may have been spoken.
Definitely dark. Not going to get to my festival.
Definitely, that is the worst. Worst.
Terrible reading.
Alright, and so soup is served, Gator is served, wine is served. They have several bottles, so it is not a problem to drink as much as you would like. They're very willing to share, as you have shared with them, and have been very friendly and not like, give us all your pastries or anything. So, you guys, before that, you see like the kids are kind of starting to yawn after a little bit. It's dark outside. The grandmother kind of picks up one of them, and the son picks up two, and they're like, well, please, feel free to rest beside our fire for the night. It is safe here. There will be none of the dangerous swamp wildlife will be troubling you here.
Thank you. That is very kind of you.
Of course. They'll kind of put the kids into the wagon. It seems that the wagon is kind of like a mini house. It's a tiny house on wheels. There's 2 horses that pull it. Is there anything anyone else would like to do before they go to sleep?
Where do I get one of these wagons?
Well, you have to be a Vistani to get one of these wagons.
How do I become a Vistani?
Well, it is more something you were born with, or occasionally can marry into.
Then how do I marry into it?
Well, you have to woo a lovely Vistani.
Where do I find one?
She kind of gives us a chuckle. But there are Vistani all over these realms. Perhaps one will strike your fancy, or you will strike theirs. You go about wooing them the way you would practically any other lady or gentleman.
All right. I suppose.
You were like, I thought marriages were arranged.
Yes. How am I supposed to do that?
You didn't get lady wooing lessons in Dwarf Prince School, apparently.
No. No need for them.
No need.
Are there any trees on the island?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's plenty of like cypress and a lot of, actually, the majority of the trees in the swamp have been willows of different type. Mostly weeping willows, but there are plenty of cypress trees as well.
Are there two near the fire that are hammock worthy?
Yeah, there's definitely 2 cypress trees you can string up.
String up my hammock.
Mm-hmm.
Take my bottle into it with me, and I'm good for the evening.
I think Elam quietly gets drunk and is having a lot of internal conflict about the fact that he's accepted that he's never going to see his family again. He's accepted that he's never going to go home again, and he's trying to sort of quietly reimagine himself so that he can protect these people and maybe commit his life to monster hunting on another level, because he doesn't feel like he fits in with any of this, and super depressed, and also used to be really superstitious, or used to be not superstitious, and is starting to get superstitious, and I think that starts to freak him out.
Ravenloft will definitely do that to you.
Like, he thought superstitious people were really stupid, and he just had like a very simple, basic existence, and now it's starting to roll over on him that there's crazy shit in the world, and he's not handling it well.
Understatement.
And just like any man's man internalizes all of that. Thank you.
Excellent. So they're starting to retire for the night. It appears that Carlone is going to be sleeping in the wagoneer's seat to kind of keep a watch. You see, he's kind of got his cloak wrapped up around him. He's got like a hat kind of tilted forward, but he's looking around just at the swamp outside. Valana is she's basically toning the fire down, so that way it doesn't, like, you know, catch anything on fire in the night. Rolling up some of the, like, the carpets next to the fire. She'll leave a couple out for you guys to sleep on, because you guys probably don't have sleeping rolls right now. But she'll pick up all the extra ones, and because they had a bunch laid out. And she will say, well, I will be retiring for the evening. Remember, for when you're traveling to the village, small city, it is you're going to keep following this rivulet for a ways. There will be a lake. You will want to take the southern most river leading out of the lake. It'll take you right to the city. And she kind of says, well, I hope you all have a wonderful night. And she kind of picks up her pan of stones, of her runes, and she actually trips a little bit, and exactly 3 stones fall face up onto the ground. She stops in her tracks very carefully, sets the pan down, looks at them.
What do they say?
Uh-oh.
Beware the madman,
Oh, wait, okay.
and beware of his blood.
Is that it?
That is all. She kind of picks them up, and puts them she actually takes them all out of the pan. Rather than putting those 3 back into the pan, she pulls them all out of the pan and then puts them back into that little leather embroidered pouch they were in. Scoops them up. I hope you all have a wonderful night's sleep. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. I really hope you have safe journeys. As safe as they
Merrick
can
just lifts
be.
his bottle to her.
And she'll go inside the wagon. The door will close.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna go sleep underneath the wagon.
Okay. No problem. All right.
Protection.
Is anybody keeping watch, or y'all just resting?
Elam will take first watch unless anybody else wants.
Okay.
Yeah, Elam, or not Elam. Ambara will also take a watch.
Okay. Are you gonna take
Very cool.
last watch, Ambara, or middle watch?
Probably last watch. She'll do her 4 hours
Okay.
trance, and then probably stay up for the rest of the night.
America, take middle watch.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
just wake me up when you're done there, Elam.
I got you.
All right.
Put your feet up.
Oh, they're already up. This is a comfortable hammock.
All right. Elam. It's your watch. You don't, you hear just the nighttime sounds of the swamp, but aside from that, you don't even see anything moving outside. It appears that this island is relatively safe. You don't see the water stirring. You don't see any bushes moving. It's very quiet. Just the sounds of a bunch of swamp bugs and frogs.
Okay. Kind of quietly pace the perimeter of the camp. Thinking my thoughts.
You do notice that Carlone, the guy who's also Vistani, who's also kind of sleeping up on the wagon bench up front taking watch, he's like, you seem a bit troubled.
Well, you know, got a lot to think about. You're a young lady y'all
My sister.
pal around with. Oh, sister. Right, pardon me. Your sister. That would be an interesting life, you know, to be in touch with the fates on some level.
It is a gift many Vistani possess.
Vistani. That's
Typically only the women carry the traits, though.
Oh, all right. Well, it would not be easy, and she, you know, she gave me something not to think about, and yeah, kind of pacing around. That alligator meat's kind of sitting on me funny too.
It's not as light as it appears. No.
No, it's, you know, I'm gonna have to get some greenery, some roughage, try to pass this smoothly. But
There's a little vegetable stew left over.
there you go. I'll pick at that leftovers. But yeah, and then I think I walk away from that dude
Okay.
because I don't want to talk to him.
Okay. Yeah, he's just real casual, quiet. He sees you kind of like picking at the stew and walking to the other side. And he's just kind of pulls his cloak in around him tighter. Kind of just settles down onto the bench a bit more. Before you know it, it is Merrick's watch.
Elam snores loudly nearby.
Merrick will get up and kind of just walk around the camp, looking at things, taking a closer look because it was a little impolite to take a close look at everything. But he's just got his eye at you know what's on the wagon, what's in the back, those kind of things.
Okay. Give me an investigation check since you're looking around.
I'm not digging through it.
Okay, well,
I'm just looking. Just looking, like I'm looking out over the swamp, but I'm kind of out of the corner of my eye, just taking
Okay,
a very close
then
look at there.
Give me a perception check. We'll see if it's
Okay.
better than your passive. It definitely is. So what you kind of notice as you're looking at this this Vistani wagon, very brightly colored. Everything they own is very cheerful and brightly covered, which is a very stark contrast from that of the swamp surrounding you guys. But it's not, you'd think it'd be garish, but because the surrounding area is kind of just drab in a way. It just seems cheerful. Anywhere else, it would be garish, but not here. It's kind of that's a facet that strikes you, is that the colors, the way they are. They just appear to have everyday life essentials. You see, they appear to be living out of this wagon. You kind of see like a line that is kind of coiled up right now, but it's definitely a clothesline. There's clothespins attached to it to the wagon, pots, pans. You're guessing that there's mostly beds inside, but not quite enough room for everyone. So the bench seat of the wagon has kind of been transformed into a smaller bed of sorts, which is nifty. You also realize is valuable for keeping a watch. The two horses seem very calm. They're very calm horses. They're not at all skittish or seem to be even troubled by the fact that they're in the swamp. They just tail swish, swatting away some flies. Normal. You see that there is a variety of goods that they don't seem to all be from like one set origin. Like this pot's of a completely different style and make than this pan, and is a different completely metal, and like it looks like very hodgepodge mixed matched kind of dealio.
Okay. He's just taking an inventory, kind of in his mind, valuation of things.
Nothing super valuable at all. Like it's all just basic domestic stuff, but just different craftsmanship.
When
and
you're lost in a
origins.
country you don't know or understand, and you have very few things on you, things become more valuable. than
yeah.
others. It's more along the lines of what he might think to trade for before they leave.
Okay. So
Like more wine.
Exactly.
yeah, there is a full bottle of wine next to the campfire, like next to the stones. There, it's just hasn't been touched. It was left there after dinner.
He picks it up.
And then, as you're kind of walking around Barrack, you get a little sleepy.
Oh no.
And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'm not very good at these. Nope.
And you kind of sit down with that bottle of wine at the campfire, and you fall asleep. You wake up, and looks like you're a little late getting Ambara up for her watch, but not by much, and the wagon, the horses, completely gone.
He kind of scrambles over to Ambara and kind of taps her on the shoulder.
The-
Ambara.
The rugs
Yes.
that they left behind for you guys to sleep on are still there. That bottle of wine that you saw was still there. It appears that there's an extra bottle of wine left in that place where you picked it up from as well, unopened. But it appears that they are gone, and like dawn is just barely starting to crack.
We've been left alone out here.
The strangest thing about it is that there's no wagon tracks or horse tracks. But there are a few wisps of mist that are dissipating from the area.
Did
I
you watch them leave?
It was the strangest thing. I was walking and I was thinking about what I would trade with them in the morning. Things we might need for our travels, since we're not really prepared to be going overland right now. And I got really strangely sleepy. I wasn't tired, I just couldn't keep my eyes open. And then suddenly I wake up and they're gone. Very strange. Do you see the mists over there?
I do, and I don't like it.
They seem like nice people, but if they're associated with the mist that keeps screwing with us, I say we stay away from these Vistani from here on out.
They did say they seem to know a bit about it. They said that it does what it wants, meaning
Maybe
they probably
they do
have.
what they want.
That sounds about right. Let's let everyone else sleep for a while longer, and then get them up and be on our way.
That's fine. I don't think I'll be sleeping anymore, if you don't mind. I'm a little, put out by the entire situation.
No problem.
All right. Yes.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna talk more.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. You can have another minute.
So, Marek,
Aye.
I feel like you have something to say to me that you haven't been. If you have something to say, just spit it out.
From the time of the shipwreck to now, you've become more and more standoffish. To a point where, from our own conversation, you said you'd wanted to leave. You weren't sure you put up with us for very long.
I did.
I didn't see that initially. I count myself a pretty good judge of character, for the most part. But you surprised me. You don't seem like that to me. But everyone's different. Everyone's got their ways. And, I mean, you remind me of someone a bit. But, you know, I'm just disappointed in a way. And then the way you dispatched Lucky, I thought I was gold.
Vera kind of soaks in for a minute. When I was younger, about 5 or 6 years ago, I had a friend who I trusted more than anything, who I would have laid my life on the line for. We were in a city, and we got drunk at a bar, and when I woke up, I found that he had sold me for 20 coin and a spell scroll to the people who have been hunting me my entire life. I spent the next 3 years in their torture chambers until one day, I don't know how, I don't remember, but one day I got out. I woke up from blackness and I was outside. I felt the sun for the first time in 3 years and I ran. And I haven't trusted anybody since. So the fact that I'm still with all of you and that I haven't jumped into the swamp and ran off on my own is a big step for me. Ending Lucky's life was a mercy in my eyes because I've been in that position. I know what it's like to be in so much pain that you want to die. And she asked me to end it, and I granted her that wish.
If someone had offered to offer you during your tribulations, would you have taken it?
In a heartbeat.
But here you are now.
I am. And I don't feel stronger for it.
I
know
didn't say that, but you still
people-
had a chance.
People always say, oh, I feel stronger for going through what I've got. That's bullshit. I'm terrified every day that they're getting closer. That they will find me again and take me back there. I would much rather be dead than be here today. The only reason why I keep going is because of my grandmother's voice in my head. As crazy as that makes me seem. It's the only reason why I was alive those years. The only reason why I'm here today. Though I haven't heard her since Odier, which is kind of disconcerting and I don't like it. But I will say that as of now, I am invested in getting the 5 of us to some place that isn't surrounded by mists. So until that happens, unless I die, I'm not really going anywhere.
Reminds me of a silly story that I have of my own, but... And you may not equate it the same way because a friend didn't sell me out, but... I understand where you're coming from to a point. When I was a young merchant marine, I Port Verge, Quester Island. It was a fun place. I was quite having a good time. Got drunk in a portside tavern there. Can't even remember the name of it anymore. Haven't seen it for a very long time. But I got press ganged. Drank something that had something else in it. Woke up the next morning chained to a boat. Spent a long time on that boat. Learned a lot of things. Did a lot of things. Made me who I am now, for good or worse. I understand where you're coming from. To a point. Sometimes life change you to a destiny you didn't choose. But there's never a reason to just quit. Because when you come out the other side, fuck being stronger, you're alive. And that's all that matters. And if anyone comes trying to take you away, well, they've got at least one more person to kill before they do.
Well, thank you for that, Merrick. I do appreciate it. Though, I can't necessarily say that's the way I view it at the moment. But perhaps one day I will.
We all pick our battles. And sometimes we even get to pick our family. It's up to you. We're at least shipmates now. That's a start.
It's a start.
And with that, you two kind of watch as the sun rises and everyone else eventually wakes up because you get the 3 later sleepers, kind of. Probably Elam wakes up decently early, and then Magnus and Ron sleeping in because Magnus is a prince and Ron's a teenage boy. So you guys wake up the next morning and all discover the Vistani wagon has mysteriously disappeared. That is where we're going to wrap up tonight's episode of Mists of Ravenloft. Yay! Got some juicy backstory stuff out today.
Backstory drops.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All those acting workshops are paying off.
Yes, alright, so we're gonna go around, say who we are, where we can find you on the internet, and what your favorite moment from tonight's session was. We're gonna go in the same order as earlier, so we're gonna start off with Merrick Tenpenny.
Oh, I get to go first again.
I
thought we
know.
did opposite on the end.
Oh.
Okay, you completely threw me off this time. After a deep, lore, drop.
Alright, you know what? Sure, we'll
No,
start
it's
with...
fine. It's fine. I
Alright.
can go. I
Alright,
can go.
cool. You're good. You can go.
Deception check. Merrick Tenpenny, ex-pirate. Just dropped a whole bunch of lore there. Lots of fun. This was a fucking good episode. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah.
Got to kill some gators. Got to eat some gator tail. Got to drink some wine with the Vistani. Get a fortune told and drop some backstory. I mean, you can't ask for more than that in 2 hours. That's pretty good shit right there.
Mhm.
But you can find me at Deception Check on Twitch and Twitter. I play a couple games here on the channel. I play here, Mr. Ravenloft, and on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing our second episode of Mouse Guard. That's a lot of fun. And on Tuesdays before this show at 2 p.m. Eastern on Encounter Roleplay, I will be playing Luther T. Nelson, a Southern man lost in London in a Call of Cthulhu game, and that's going to be wonderful. And it's a lot of fun. That's a short little session, 6 episodes. We're just through the first one today, so if you like Call of Cthulhu, that's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of good times. So thanks.
Awesome, awesome. And we have Mr. Elam D. Wood Jr.
Man, I'm gonna try and stick to the format this time since I run away with it every time. I am at Travis Bowles on Twitter. I am the producer of WebDM. You should watch WebDM tomorrow. We're talking about Wizards Towers, and
Ooh.
it's a really good show. I had a great time, and this one had it all. I was touched by Ambara's backstory. I'm glad I got to explore Elam a little bit, even though it's tough to play a character who doesn't talk about anything.
He'll learn to open up eventually.
So that's tricky. I think so. And it's good to have Trip back. All of it was hilarious, and the alligator fight was my favorite bit of combat so far. It felt exciting and visceral, and I got to take apart an animal at the end of it. And make a mess. So this is amazing. I'm so glad that I get to do this. I really appreciate Lindy and all these marvelous players and all of you fabulous people in the dark out there watching this. Thank you very much. And can't wait for next week.
Awesome. And we have Miss Ambara herself.
Hello. My name is @Nuggetosaurus on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Excuse me. I'm here on Tuesday nights, and then I'm on my own channel doing variety streaming Wednesday through Sunday. Okay, so my favorite part was definitely when you were, when we were doing the fortunes, and she had her, like, true fortune tell or whatever. Man, that the lost ones or whatever. Oh, that gave me chills. That was my favorite part.
Awesome. Glad I could induce some goosebumps. Super, super fun. Mr. Magnus Deepshaft.
Yeah, D20 coup de grace on Twitter and stuff. And let's see. My favorite part was definitely crit failing the check to see if the logs were alligators.
That was super fun. I was like, yes, fight the logs. This is gonna be beautiful. Whole rest of the campaign, now he's gonna be like, those logs could have teeth. Everywhere you go, it's gonna be great. I'm real excited about that.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it last week, guys. I was too busy building this, and I'll show you. And that I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, you had to fix your computer before we could get you. Oh man, we're gonna see it. Oh man, look at that computer. Oh,
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Very nice.
Whew.
Proton pack.
So beautiful. Just all hot and bothered over here. All right. I know Shiny Pilot's internet wasn't super great today, so he mostly just kind of hung out and listened and contributed a little bit. But from what you heard, where can we find you? What was your favorite part?
From what I could hear, and if you guys can hear me now, I apologize to all of you guys and the viewers for the internet issues. Love the part with the gator fighting. The silliness and craziness always gets me every time. It adds so much fun to the show, and I love everybody's characters and how in depth they get. So I like the gator fight, and I did like meeting the interesting people on the island. I couldn't hear enough of what was going on and what was said, so sorry about that. But maybe next time my internet will be better.
It's all good.
Find me Shiny Pilot 206. I'm here.
Awesome. And of course, I'm Laugh Love Lindy. This is my channel. You can tune in every Tuesday night from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern for Mr. Ravenloft. I'm super excited to be starting this new module. It's really fun. I'd say the title, but I don't want to give it completely away because it's fun and spoopy. But it's super great. We've played 2 of them so far. We're on the 3rd. Many, many more to go. You should definitely check out this same channel right here every Friday afternoon in February from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern for Mouse Guard, kind of a learn by play mini campaign. It's going to be 3 or 4 episodes long. We're super happy and excited about it. It's adorable. I have a mouse who wants to be a pirate, but she's young and naive and doesn't know exactly what pirates do. She just thinks the concept sounds cool. We've all been there. And so, yeah, that's that. You should check it out. Of course, all these episodes will be on YouTube as well, so you should check that out. I think I have a YouTube link down there. If not, I will fix that this evening. But I'm Laugh Love Lindy on there too. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna go raid Anarasis as he's currently playing some D&D. Looks like they're playing Tomb of Annihilation, so yeah, it's spooky. Ready for a meat? Let's just check out a meat grinder and give him some love. Say hello. You guys are amazing, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.